OP's husband is accused of cheating for complimenting OP's friend. Friend is mad because my husband complimented her. A good friend of mine broke up with her boyfriend of 6 years after she discovered he was cheating. She has recently decided to get back into dating, but she wanted the first date to be a double date for her own comfort. Her date was completely on board, and they invited my husband and me. We met at a restaurant. My husband and I arrived first, and my friend showed soon after. Before her date arrived, my husband made a comment to her. "That dress looks elegant on you. The color is unique." Here's the thing about my husband and his family. They give compliments. It's never sexual or over the top, but they all will occasionally give nice comments to people they know or trust, regardless of gender. And they do it sensibly, in my opinion. And it's not always about appearances. It's one of the things that attracts me to him. The dinner went well, we thought. My friend's date seemed to hit it off with her. But the next day, my friend texted me this: "You need to tell to stop making comments about other women. That's how affairs start." I told her I disagreed. She responded, "As someone who was cheated on, trust me, I know. I can't believe you are okay with looking at my dress. I was pissed off for you." I told her that if she is uncomfortable with him complimenting her, she can tell him herself, and that he'll respect her boundaries and wishes. She replied, "Don't come crying to me when you catch him with another woman." I'm at a complete loss for how to approach this. Most of the comments encourage OP to tell her husband, though some disagree on when to do so. Update 1 posted on the same post the next day. My husband now knows. Over breakfast, I showed him the text messages. Initially, he just said, "What the hell?" But then he reread them, and I think it got to him a little as his facial expression got more serious and attentive. Then he said, "That's disgusting. You know I'd never cheat or compliment someone for cheating, right?" I told him yes, of course. That's all that matters. Don't smell what she's stepping in. She can work on that in therapy. Thank you all again. Initially, I wasn't going to tell him, but I'm glad I did. Your thoughts helped me change my mind. I still am not going to respond to my friend, but if she reaches out for anything, then I will tell her we need to resolve this first. Update 2 recovered via Undit. First of all, thank you to so many of you who shared your thoughts and support on the post I made yesterday. I've been blown away by the show of kindness and interest from internet strangers. 3 things of note have transpired since the incident that occurred over the weekend. 1, this morning, after some of you kind souls changed my mind, I showed my husband the text messages while we were eating breakfast. At first glance, he just said, "What the hell?" But then he read it again and paused to think. He found it disgusting and agrees that I should not involve myself further, and that my friend probably needs therapy to overcome her hurt. His exact words were, "Don't smell what she's stepping in." Lol. 2, my husband called me on his lunch break and honestly sounded a little alert, like shaken up. When he opened Facebook today, he found a friend request from my friend. Now, neither of us wants to jump to conclusions. He doesn't check Facebook often, and it doesn't say when she sent him the request. I want to assume it was before the double date. Regardless, he declined it. 3, unfortunately, some of you were right, and my friend, K, involved someone else. A mutual friend, J, sent me screenshots. To my knowledge, this is the only person she's talked to. K said she felt like my husband was looking at her, and it was IDOWorkHereLady, and she asked J what to do. J pleaded with her not to do or say anything, and K agreed not to. But this conversation happened before she texted me, so she lied. I thanked J for letting me know and sent the following message to K. Some of my wording was inspired by people who took the time to share their thoughts on the original post. "Hey, I've thought about what you said, and I am very not okay with it. You said, 'when I find with another woman,' not 'if,' which tells me you have already judged him as unfaithful over a completely innocent and well-intentioned compliment, which is normal for him. I've cherished your friendship, but I don't think I can be close with someone who thinks my life partner is unfaithful. I say this with love, but perhaps because you've been burned, and you have absolutely been burned, now every light looks like a fire to you. My hope and prayer is that you heal from what's been broken. Maybe after some healing or some counseling we can talk. But for now, I think I need to create some distance because I am feeling very hurt by your comments. Nothing but hope for the best for you." I concluded the text with a link to an article on projection. She hasn't responded, and I don't think she will. And I definitely don't have the emotional capacity to respond if she does. I'm just tired at this point. I don't want to talk to Jay about it because I don't want to be a wrench in her friendship with Kay, so I am once again getting it off my chest here, though I feel a little guilty about sharing so much. Hopefully, this is the last update. Sorry, it was a novel. I'm going to go watch some shows until I feel something. Right now, I'm just numb. The previous update was removed from True off my chest, so OP also provided a recap. I've included it here for preservation's sake. But for reading, the new information begins after the bullet points. Update 3. I think I broke a sub-rule in the second update. I apologize to the moderators if that's what happened, and I won't let it happen again. Either way, the post was taken down. I want to get this final update off my chest and finally move on from this entirely. Summary up to this point. My husband and I went on a double date with a friend who was cheated on and ended a 6-year relationship. My husband said her dress looked elegant and unique. It is very normal for him and his whole family to compliment people. My husband and I used a gift card to pay for most of the meal. A friend's date paid for the rest. This becomes relevant later. The next day, my friend texted me, saying she was pissed at me because of what my husband said. And after I defended him, she said, "Don't come crying to me when you catch him with another woman." After some lovely encouragement from this sub, I showed my husband the text yesterday morning. He was disgusted and seemed a little bothered, but he was okay. Later at work, he calls me and tells me the friend sent him a Facebook friend request. We don't know when she sent it though. He's uncomfortable with it and chooses to reject it. A mutual friend shared screenshots with me of our friend talking about the compliment. I text a friend and tell her that I need some space after what she said. And after she's done some healing, perhaps we can talk again. At 12 last night, my husband received money online from a friend. Same amount as the gift card was for. Their hubby and friend have never sent money online before. She and I have. I'm confused as to why she sent it to him and not me. We also never asked to be reimbursed. He stated that he feels like he's being set up either by keeping the money or by sending it back, and is mulling over what to do. After some broken sleep, I texted her one last time saying, "Do not contact us anymore. Be well." I just wanted to get all of this out in one place, so hopefully we can all move on. Mods, I apologize if any rules have been broken. Thank you for allowing me this cathartic space to release this. I feel hurt, torn, and bludgeoned by the suddenness of all this. Going from having a good friend to no longer trusting them in 3-4 days is a lot. I still empathize because she lost a trusting relationship with a significant other for 6 years, and can only imagine the toll of it. That's what's causing this confusing behavior. Regardless, we are done with it, and I am spent. Update 4. Should I tell mutual friends about problematic behavior recovered via Undid? OP, I posted a summary of the events. I have removed them as they seem to be identical to the last set, besides the last couple of bullet points, which have new information. She proceeded to send a friend request to my husband on Facebook. He is uncomfortable, so he declines it. Hours later, she finds him on a money-sharing app and sends him money, the amount we paid with our gift card. At that point, I texted her and told her not to contact him or me. The next day, she sends him another Facebook request, and he blocks her. She told one of our 2 mutual friends that she was upset by me and my husband. The friend sent me the text exchange. My actual question is, my husband and I are still feeling uncomfortable. Is it appropriate to discuss this with our mutual friends? I don't want it to hurt their relationship with her, but I also want them to let me know if she continues to talk about my husband and/or give them a heads up that she and I are not communicating right now so as to not end up at the same outing or anything. Is this reasonable, or is this just causing more drama? Update 5. IDOWorkHereLady for telling mutual friends about another friend behaving inappropriately towards my husband. Posted to 8th. Much like last time, much of the post was a recap. For the sake of brevity, I have removed it since it's similar to the last posts. Also, from this point on, OP will refer to the friend as K. One of our 2 mutual friends also sent me screenshots of K telling her that she thought my husband was going to cheat on me because of the compliment. The friend vouched for him and told her to leave it alone. This was before she even texted me the first time. Phew. That brings us to today. I do not like sharing gossip among friends. However, I have been contemplating telling our 2 mutual friends that Kay and I are not speaking. Firstly, because I don't want us to accidentally end up at the same outing or in a group chat. But also, I kind of want to know if she talks more about my husband. However, I do not want to tarnish their friendship with Kay. IDOWorkHereLady if I told them some or all of what transpired. Comments pretty much all agree that OP is NTA. A few speculate on why Kay is behaving like this. Update 6 posted later that day on the same post. I called each of my friends and explained to them what happened. I told them about the texts and the repeated contact attempts on social media, and that my husband and I don't want any contact with her moving forward. They both shared that they've been worried about her recently because it seems like she's gone from being a shy, relatively conservative kind of girl to suddenly being very outgoing. And one of them even said she's been doing risky things that aren't like her. She didn't go into detail, but they both agreed to try to encourage her to get some help. Thank you again, everyone, for your thoughts. Update 7. Husband now being sexually harassed. I am beyond myself. I turned to Reddit after what started out as a weird, confusing situation, and everyone was so helpful and supportive. I thought it was over. My husband came home from work a while ago with tears in his eyes. She effing sent him photos of herself in a skimpy outfit. She somehow got his phone number and sent him pictures from a number different from the one I have from her. Cleavage hangs out. Hands on various different body parts. I saw the photos. Her face is out of frame, but she has the same build. And I swear I recognize the room in the photo as her bathroom. I effing know it's her. The timing is too coincidental to not be. My husband is on the porch talking to his dad on the phone, and I'm trying to make dinner, but I feel like I'm about to lose it. I feel so helpless for him. He's probably not even going to eat, so I don't even know why I'm making anything. Relevant comments. Someone suggests OP's husband get a new number. OP, he already did. And it was really easy. Only a few close people are going to get the new number, so I don't think it will be too tiresome. Someone gives OP advice and reminds her that there are apps that can fake texts. OP, thank you for this. I didn't even know fake texting apps existed. I feel like nothing good can come from that. Update 8. Husband now being SED. I've said this before, but I actually think this might be the real final update. Because of that, I'll try to give some potential future insight as well. This sub has been so helpful and reassuring, and I truly feel like I've been able to get a lot off my chest. Also, if this is the first you're seeing and for some reason you want to know more, just go through my post history. I don't think linking old posts is allowed. Also, I apologize if I've been making too many posts here. It's just easier for me to do updates separately. I get overwhelmed otherwise. First, thanks to many of you for sending positive thoughts for my husband. He doesn't do Reddit, but he does know I've been posting here about things, and he and I both appreciate your kindness. I am a little worried because he got sick at work this morning, but he claims breakfast just didn't sit well, and it's not stressful. I think it's both, but he requested flamin' hot chicken for dinner, so I take that as a good sign. Some may disagree with me on this, and that's okay. I understand. However, when my friend spoke to Kay's aunt a second time today, the aunt asked to speak with me, and I agreed. Aunt is amazing. She spoke with me and my father-in-law and actually asked if she could meet us at the police department. So Phil and I met my husband and the aunt at the PD. My husband and I were able to make a report regarding what has been going on. Aunt wanted to come with her because she has tried multiple times to reach Kay today after hearing what's going on and hasn't heard from her. I will try not to give too much information here. She informed the PD that Kay had episodes when she was in her custody as a late teenager, and she freaking brought the paperwork to prove it. She means business. We live in a city that has a mental health crisis team, so the PD and that team are doing a wellness check of sorts, and Aunt is really going to push for her to be evaluated at a hospital. The officer we spoke to said there's a chance they can do a psych hold, which I hope won't cause further trauma. A restraining order can't be granted for the time being, which my husband and I understand and many of you warned about. But there is at least a report. Some have asked what comes next. Should this be a mental or medical episode and Kay recover from it? Firstly, I hope she does. My husband will absolutely continue to have no contact under any circumstances. A college professor of ours back in the day told me that you can forgive someone and still draw a firm boundary, and that is what I would intend to do. I don't want to deny her the opportunity to apologize, if that's something that needs to be done for her healing. But we will not be friends in the future. We had our season. I hope with my whole heart that this is the end of it. I feel a great sense of relief and hope for the best for her. My husband has a great support system in both of our families, and he is my focus now. Time for some homemade flamin' hot chicken. Update 9. Relief and sadness. You can find the original post in my history if you want to catch up. The short of it was that my husband complimented a friend of mine on her dress during a double date that she requested. She texted me and accused my husband of being a cheater afterward. The following week was spent dealing with her contacting him on social media multiple times, sending him money, telling her to stop, and climaxing when she sent him sexually suggestive photos. We filed a police report for harassment, and with the help of her aunt, who was alerted to the situation, the friend was hospitalized for a mental health episode of some kind. It was a stressful time for me and my husband especially, as he was scared out of his mind that he was being set up for a false accusation, or that something would make me question him, which never was the case. Anyway, I guess my ex-friend, we'll call her K, was recently released from the hospital. She called me this morning and asked if she and I could meet one-on-one to talk things over. I agreed, and we did that a short while ago. She was very apologetic. She described the episode as watching herself do despicable things without being able to stop herself. She admitted that, before she felt completely out of her own mind, she wanted to inflict harm because she was feeling so hurt herself that she wanted to get revenge on someone. But she says she does not remember specifically targeting me and my husband. I'm not sure how to feel about that. She is now under the care of a good mental health team and her aunt, who is so badass and is getting back to being her normal self. She asked if she and I could still be friends. I told her that my loyalty is to my husband, and by hurting him, she hurt me. I told her I forgave her. I do not think ill of her, and I hope with my whole heart she finds continued health and happiness. But an ongoing friendship is a no. I shared with her some of what we went through installing a camera, etc. And I feel a bit badly because I think she felt quite guilty because of it. But I felt it was necessary for her to understand the boundary I am maintaining. She wrote my husband an apology note, which she allowed me to read. He declined to read it himself, and says he has forgiven her in his heart. But hearing from her would bring the anxiety and stress back up, which I totally get. I feel relieved that she is on the mend, and sad about closing the chapter on a friend. I am also worried that my husband is still impacted by what happened, so I am trying to communicate with him often and keeping an eye on him. Hopefully, time will continue to heal all parties involved. No new information was posted specifically about this situation after this, though OP did post appreciation for her husband on marriage. In it, she includes this sweet note. Through all of this, I learned again that my husband is trustworthy. He held nothing back, and he had multiple opportunities to cheat if he wanted to. As painful as this was, I can't help but appreciate him for being so faithful and trustworthy. I hope this novel encourages someone today. After that, OP did post on advice after getting into a car accident with her husband. What to expect after an accident. My husband and I were in a bad car accident last night. We were going on green and got T-boned. The driver who hit us then assaulted me by grabbing my hair when I went to check on him. Hubby had to pin him down until onlookers came to help keep the guy subdued. I've got some whiplash, but my husband needed stitches and has a concussion. We gave a brief statement to the police. I don't know what to expect regarding insurance, charges, or anything else. This is the first ever car accident for both of us. OP's husband then used the account to post this untrue off my chest. Thank you from the complimenting husband. Hey all, this is actually French Bread's husband. I don't use Reddit, so I'm borrowing her account. A couple weeks ago, she shared our story about some harassment that started over a double date, and something I said about a dress. She told me she had gotten a lot of support from this sub. So while I'm home recovering from a concussion and bored out of my mind allowed to slowly reintroduce screen time, I decided to look over the posts and comments. Wow. I'm moved to see internet strangers taking their time to encourage and support my wife and me during that time. Hopefully this is appropriate for the sub, but I just wanted to say thanks to anyone who shared their thoughts and support, and for this space being able to be used as an outlet. Thanks all. It means a lot. Thank you for watching.